We're giving ourselves about a 5% chance that we'll make it to catch on time. There's so much cleaning here. I'm done with this. I've had enough. See how this powder eats into the cast iron? It's doing the same to my engine block. It's 2 o'clock and it doesn't look too good. The car starts, but after 4 seconds it stalls. I don't know how to work with this today. So, Sebastian, how do you like the car?
Well, when we close the hood, it looks fine.
Just like when it drove in, yeah?
It'll be fine. We can handle it.
Alright, my friends, it's Tuesday the 13th, and the extraction is planned for Thursday.
We'll take out the engine and...
Then
We'll see. We'll make some decisions whether the engine bay will definitely have to go to the painter, whether it needs to be repainted from scratch, yeah.
I'll do all of this with you, but for now, I'll take off this brushwood. And together we'll gather it and really assess the damage.
Now it's time to check what's usable and what isn't.
Wengorsh, it's your first time coming to the car. How do you see it? Is it bad?
Subjectively, it's bad, but you should be glad nothing happened to the driver. That's what matters most. Some things are more important than cars, but health and life can't be replaced. We'll handle it and make it even better. The problem is that with this kind of failure, you always have to find the source, because otherwise I know very few people who can recover from the trauma that comes from such experiences. So, getting into a car that's ready and fixed, without knowing what caused the previous fire, unfortunately, you can't feel fully comfortable, and it's always in the back of your mind. I know this from personal experience, I've been through it myself, so I understand, Lukasz.
Yeah, did you have a burned car too?
I understand, Lukasz, and we will do everything we can to make sure everything is explained and the cause is found. I feel like an MTSB investigator. After a plane crash has to reconstruct everything from the 10th minute, what happened? So here Tasiema's black boxes, we'll listen to them all and see what happened here. The 5th injector is the most damaged and everything around it as well, so we can look for the source of the flames right here. What I have here is a part that was pushed between the spacer sleeve and the injector. This is of course an O-ring, so my theory is that this O-ring simply couldn't handle being soaked in alcohol for a longer period. I hope that when we disassemble everything it will be confirmed and we'll be able to say for sure that this was the cause of the fire.
Friday finale. I just got here and what do I see? You've already wrecked the front, it's scattered everywhere. The plan today is to pull this out, clean the car as much as possible, and actually, now that I think about it, I'll help Wengors with the hood and then get inside to start cleaning the interior. Are we saying there's a 5% chance we'll reach Keeters? I think so.
For what?
Maybe you?
To Kiet?
Kiet.
Is it in 2.5 weeks?
I heard Keeters somewhere.
So we're just giving up now?
No, we're never giving up. Lukasz, come on now, man.
Why can't we just take the whole set and box?
You know what? We can't do it.
We'll unscrew the box, leave the bell.
Look what's going on here. There's powder on the shaft inside the box, and it's eating in so much that it's crunchy. God, there's so much washing and cleaning here. What do you want to check?
I want to check this powder's pH since I haven't used it before. I suppose it might be acidic, but that's my opinion.
Like if you wanted some powder, right?
I've got it. I can pour you some now.
Then pour it in.
I'm stingy with the powder.
We're going for acidity. No matter how you look at it, we'll probably go down to 3. We have confirmation that there's acid in the engine, so we need to neutralize it, right?
I can feel that acid everywhere.
On my hands on. I can feel it on my lovely head too.
So here, you have to clean all this up the same way. I was at the store, I bought engine cleaner from Dimera, and Wengor bought some medicine at Scarspa. It's never been this clean. It's almost a shame to put it in the clutch.
Everything in powder, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Come on, it's bad here, yeah.
All right, my friends, listen. There's hope because we just drained the sketch tank. Actually, it was only vodka. So I was right to think that if something happened with the piston, there would be oil in there.
Good, good. You're learning really fast, Penchik.
The injection is nice.
That's not an injection, Lukash. This is, actually, a spark plug. But at first glance, it looks very good.
We have all 6 spark plugs. Dr. Wenger.
The 6th and 2nd spark plugs, these two, although they look quite good, look a bit different from the rest of the spark plugs. If a spark plug is a bit darker than the others, it usually means that it doesn't heat up enough to reach the self-cleaning point. In any case, this absolutely doesn't qualify as something to look for a deeper meaning. The spark plugs are okay. What does it say here? Are these pistons from a diesel, Spokey? Well, there's a D at the end. Yeah, it's diesel. It says M86.
Why did you put diesel in the pistons?
That's why it turns slowly, right? But it smiles at us with its eyes. What does that have to do with me? Ole, that's cheese.
New Village. This is...
Crack, crack, crack. Something connects quickly here, but it's unburned.
Well, nothing, my dear friends. So, did we put it on the tow truck? Now we'll see if the painter will take me in. If not, I'll become a painter myself. We'll see what I end up conquering. Alright, friends, I tired Kuba out. Kuba, where are you? Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, he agreed. It wasn't easy, but I wore him down. Tomorrow morning, Kuba will show me. How can you tell a rookie like me what the fuck to do? I'll be working my ass off all day, cleaning everything, getting it ready. The plan is to wrap it then, and Kuba will spray it, and I think we'll go black. We'll fucking do it black. It's easier. The simplest way. Alright, guys? See you tomorrow morning. Ouch. Alright, as you saw, the car is already pushed in. Kuba is at it again. I'm getting to work. It's just before 10 o'clock and it'll probably take the whole day. Let's go, Mysterious. But I climbed up here. Now I'm going to weld this Swiss cheese. Alright, changing position. The holes are welded, the cup here too, and now I just have the bottom of the car left to clean, and then we can start degreasing, protecting, and painting everything. I'm getting back to work again. I'm done. I already sanded it and don't care. It's your turn now, Kuba. I need to sit down. I'm getting dizzy. I feel for all the body workers and painters out there. All right, Kuba, clean it up while I sit down for a moment. Listen, Kuba was complaining that this is taking too long, that it's the weekend, and it's almost 6 o'clock. I bought some negotiators. I'm heading to the workshop. I can already tell the guys will be staying longer after all. Of course they will. Kuba, do you think we'll stay longer?
Of course, Jack.
My dear friends, the Jameson bottle is already half empty. Kuba is dressed in a National Aeronautics and Space Administration suit, and we're coming in with the epoxy. Alright, my crazy friends, as you saw, Kuba is putting on the last layer of acrylic. I'm saying goodbye to you for today, and we'll see each other on Monday to check out the final result. Okay, it's Monday. I'm going to see how the car turned out. I'm really curious how it looks after painting. Hey, Anderco, Black Lightning, take care. No. I have to pick up the doors and fenders. Go get the paint. I'm taking the car and heading to Starogard. Alright, and I ended up in Dos Catalos.
One more time.
In Dos Calvos. I've landed.
You can take off from here with both of them right away.
Hey, Baldy, what's the plan? Tell me what to do.
Change the Sprinter's oil for me.
Lucas, do what you know. What can you do?
Pretty much everything.
See, make some coffee. Coffee is the most expensive thing here. So, Lucas, what can you do?
Wrap things with this foil. Thermal foil. You'll tell me where and how. That's a very good plan. We're about to do an unboxing. Huge thanks to Fmick, who helped me a lot. I'm being completely open. When it comes to Fmick stuff, I get it for free. As for non-Fmick stuff, I get a 50% discount, and this package cost me, well, after such huge donations and discounts, 5,000 Polish zloty net. I forgot to mention Kuba. Thanks, Kuba. He charged me 800 Polish zloty plus my own expenses. The guys from Itarella packed a package for me and said, here you go, enjoy. Thanks so much. It's really nice to be able to count on things like this. And what he gives, we'll see at the very end. Now I'll show you the unboxing from my donors. Let's go! Listen, I'm telling you that I'm doing an unboxing and... Damn Vangosh to Sebastian. Hey, what kind of boxing is this going to be? Who's going to fight whom? Vangosh, unboxing in English means opening, but fine, let's make fun of him. Yes, I don't. Alright, let's start the boxing. Here we have the whole package from FMIC, and now from the guys at Interrally. Rigos finally got to work on the engine. Look how this powder eats into the cast iron. And the same thing is happening with my block. So right now Vegors is starting to take everything apart here. Then we'll clean the block and paint it. The whole roller needs to be replaced here. The tensioner and trigger also need to be cleaned. Everything is rusted. As for the modifications to the Nissan for this season, yes. When it comes to the engine, we put in new BC to 64 cams, which means we can rev the engine higher. Last season I was pushing it to 6,900 or 7,000. This season we're revving it to 7,600. The Pulsar PFR Turbo costs over 4,000 zlotys. It's a competitor to the Borg, which costs 15,000 zlotys. So that should be changed too. What now? The most important modification, Sebastian? Which one was made?
It's not so much a modification as a necessity, right? We had to...
No, you have to do everything.
He still doesn't know what's happening, right? That's the best part. Wake up. What was our biggest change this season?
So what, the wrapping? I don't know, damn.
Don't let me down. You used to do it yourself?
What did I do? Brakes?
Yes, extra calipers. That's another modification. Extra calipers that Wengorsch made for the rear axle. But that's a bang, man. The biggest modification. I don't know. Look how long it takes. Gearbox.
Hey, because it was like, boss, it's lying over there.
Yeah, right, just like that.
Just like that.
Lately, everything's been so hectic I barely know my own name, let alone...
What did I call you last time?
Yarek.
Yarek.
Fuck, anyone but Yarek.
Listen, I took off the hands from both sides here. You can see what happens because of this powder. So I'll be cleaning the block, and now we tape this up and clean the block, right?
Theoretically, yes, but unfortunately we have to disassemble the timing and take care of it.
And the roller needs to be replaced on the timing?
I don't know if it needs to be replaced or just thoroughly cleaned. It's not worn out, so it's enough to remove that buildup. Preserve it, it should work.
Alright, my friends, I didn't record any further because I was working. The bolts went in one then another. There was a bit of fun tightening everything. The jack is attached, the lever too, and that's enough for today, my friends. It's Monday. There are still a few days left. See you tomorrow. Tuesday, day number 2. It's afternoon, but it's beautiful. Look how he cleaned and painted that engine. He could work at the Academy of Fine Arts. What did Sebastian do all those hours? Look, he just glued on 2 pads, because it's definitely very easy to stick them on.
First, Lukasz, I cleaned up the mess you left yesterday.
What? I left?
Keys everywhere. Wait, how was it? Wherever Ida goes, Jebna follows?
But in the bathroom?
In the bathroom, you'd be there with some attachment. We're not even talking.
There was no brush in the bathroom, so I used the attachment. I had to run out quickly yesterday. Today I just came to record one commercial for one company because I wasn't even supposed to come today, but I still have to get to work, so things move forward. Alright, my dear friends. Listen, Wengorsch also told me that we have already solved the mystery of what caused the fire 100%, and it wasn't exactly the O-ring, so let's give the floor to the expert.
Listen, here's the situation. We have a very nice, shiny manifold here, even matching this engine. You can't really fault it for much. However, the thing is that the fuel rail mounting uses these elements from the set. These are stud sleeves that mount the rail to the manifold. Only this thread that you see here at the end is not a stud screwed into this element, it's simply made out of aluminum. It's simply that as a result of vibrations, loads and the operation of this whole element, the threaded end of the aluminum sleeve just cracked. Because the injector lost its mounting support here, vibrations and fuel pressure caused it to lift slightly. And this caused the so-called O-ring, which was on the injector, to slip out from under the sleeve, and then a fuel leak occurred. The O-rings originally sold with these compressed natural gas injectors. Just to remind you, these are for compressed natural gas. These are not injectors for liquid fuel. And these O-rings, interestingly enough, because we tested and checked this ourselves, after longer contact with gasoline and especially with ethanol, simply become weak. Even right now, although it's been lying without fuel for a long time, you can see that it's nothing like a typical O-ring on an injector. See how it fits here and how easily I can slip this O-ring out of the injector sleeve. All it takes is a touch with my finger and this O-ring falls off. Here, 2 unfortunate coincidences combined, so a strong appeal to everyone installing this type of kit. Pay attention to whether these types of sleeves are made correctly, whether the threads are steel, whether everything is made from a single aluminum piece, because something like this poses a really huge risk. Losing money is one thing, but this could actually be fatal.
We recommend making your own mount, which Wengorsch will show you how he used it in a moment, and replacing the O-rings with ones suitable for alcohol. And now Wengors can already show you more or less the construction that he's about to make here.
The construction I'm going to make is basically nothing special because basically anyone who builds this kind of thing would come up with it. Here we'll make angle brackets from stainless steel, threaded, and we'll use the simplest solution, which is a through-fire bushing matched to this socket and a through M8 bolt of the proper grade, which will hold the strip together with the newly made angle bracket on the injectors.
We'll replace this part with this one.
Exactly. With this type of connection, we can forget about any problems of anything ever giving out here.
All collectors of this type are constructed the same way, no matter which manufacturer you buy from. But with a small financial outlay, literally minimal, you can secure yourself well to avoid the situation that happened to me. Listen, inside the brine tower, I covered the job with a hose, tightened the jack well, and it turned out I just had one screw that was too short, so it didn't catch the thread. I put in a longer one all the way through. Then I started fitting the brackets, screwed in one bracket, then the other, found the cushion, and screwed that in as well. And listen, Sebastian, what did he do? He was all sweaty, working hard. Look how he cleaned one westgate, and how dirty the other one is. Basically, everything looked like that there. Look at those clamps, how the powder is eating into them. Wengors also assembled the front of the engine here, attached the manifold, and now he's doing the most enjoyable job there is, which is wrapping the manifold. Alright, nice, isn't it? The job?
Maybe I should hold the camera for you and you could show what you can do here, huh? Because I get the feeling you've been slacking off for half the day.
No.
Oh, Wednesday, listen up. I'm starting Wednesday at my secret spot where I bought a couple of 2 JZ engines with P's. I've got 2 engine blocks left, and from them I need this camshaft sensor, and it's already got the plug, so I'm getting to work. A couple of bitches! It turned out that to take out this camshaft sensor, you have to take apart the whole top here, move the entire intake manifold. It was supposed to take 5 minutes, but as always, it ended up being an hour, right? I have to push forward here, and only now am I going, damn it. Alright, my friends, let's go see. It's almost 1 post meridium already, what the guys have done at Dos Calvos. Hi.
Good morning.
Well, I see it's crowded. The guys are definitely happy that I came. Look, I installed this massive sensor.
Lukasz, I think you built this entire engine on your own.
Yes, I installed this here. The O-ring, but you know what? I also took some grease to put it on. No, we changed the seal on this gland because it was covered in silicone, but most importantly, and what I like, is the eel's work. Now that I'm sensitive about the fuel system, I know it will be done safely and well. Here is the power supply, which has a nicely done mounting that Eel just made a moment ago. There's a split here for the beginning of the rail and the end, and the return fuel line will go through the middle. The guys like tried and true solutions like crimping hoses, and most importantly, the fuel rail mounting is also handled by Eel. Here we have a metal mount instead of aluminum, and the screws and sleeves are already installed. Likely, when Sebastian returns from crimping, we'll finish the fuel system and might get the car into the body today. The engine goes into the body, you idiot. Look, I just ordered a birthday pizza a moment ago, and from that moment on, everyone started being mean to me today.
No, you don't know yet. I'll tell you when we'll be mean.
Alright, let's get back to the time lapse. Alright, my friends, as you can see, the drivetrain is installed. There are just 2 bolts left for the support. That's it for today and tomorrow. What's the plan, Mr. Sebastian?
We need to do the fuel system now. Just connect everything, report the regulators. The drivetrain is hooked up for now. Let the water flow. Everything that needs to be done has to be finished. Let's hope we can get it done tomorrow.
That's all for today. Hey there. I welcome you with my electrolytes and such because I'm having diarrhea like a seagull. That's why today is Friday and I wasn't here on Thursday. And since today's Friday, it means it's the last day to take this car because we're going to work on the wiring. Hello, friends? And there was no excitement. Oh, I see that the payment for working on Nissan is coming right away. What's going on here?
We found another mistake in this car. Well, Slawek did.
What now?
Slawek calls it our curse. You know what? Water was here again. Connected wrong.
Connected or designed wrong?
Designed wrong.
Okay, that's the difference.
No, poor design led to a bad connection.
No. It might be well designed but misconnected.
No, just the way it is.
Alright, what's going on? Professor, what have you improved in my car this time?
When the fluid heats up in the engine, it rises to the top. In every engine, the evacuation of hot fluid always happens through the cylinder head and should go to the upper inlet of the radiator, because these two elements work in opposite ways. In the engine, the fluid heats up, so it rises to the top. In the radiator, the fluid cools and sinks to the bottom.
And did I have it the other way around?
Not wanting to fight physics, it should be done so that water from the cylinder head goes to the upper radiator hose, while from the lower hose it is delivered to the engine block, and the whole cycle repeats all the time. However, in your case it was done so that the pump was actually pulling coolant from the cylinder head down to the bottom of the radiator. Meanwhile, from the top of the radiator, water was being delivered to the engine block. This only shows that the engine has a large thermal reserve since it didn't protest. Somehow, dramatically, because if the engine is missing a thermostat and both short pipes are open, basically no matter which side you let the coolant in from, it'll go through anyway. However, so unfortunately,
But now improving this could cause a problem.
it might not heat up enough.
Can't warm up the engine because someone...
Webasto will run from Webasto.
So here the guys probably want to swap the pipes with each other, which will ensure proper flow. Alright, I see we have a long day ahead of us. Look, there was no time. It's after 6 post-meridium and the car's already on the tow truck. I'll show you under the hood at Boyka's place. It's really late. See you at Boyka's. I've arrived. This is my partner for the next 2, maybe 3 days. Hey.
You finally made it.
Yeah, Przemek will be responsible for my car's wiring.
Don't worry, I have experience. I've made a wiring harness for a Lada Niva and a lighting harness with fuses for a Defender one.
Yes.
I got optimistic. Honestly, I'm scared shitless, so it's a shame he hears this, but I didn't have any other choice.
Oh, damn.
I know, like you said, that's fine, sleep on it. I thought, so you're giving yourself a day to find someone better? Someone who promises not to go partying during work.
Listen, if Przemek sorts out the wiring and the car doesn't break down, then you'll know who you can take your car to for motorsport wiring.
Yeah, that's right.
If something happens to the car, it means, God forbid, you should never go to him.
No, yes.
Listen, I spent 2,100 zlotys on all the electronics, engine harness cables, and a few other things, you know. What did we order here?
This is from EcuMaster, right?
The harness from Black. Are these conduits? What are proper heat shrink tubes?
Shielding.
And shielding.
Meanwhile, 5 hours.
Later!
You unpacked that bag?
Alright, friends, we gotta work. I just made a connector for the injectors somewhere over there. We know we're missing some plugs. Not everything has arrived. We don't have the ones for the injectors, but for now we'll use the old ones. I'll just have to go to Toyota tomorrow morning because we depinned them and I already lost the pin I was supposed to take, didn't I? Yes, I lost it, so we'll need to keep one more pin for me. And we have a plan that I'll depin the old plug. We have the old harness as a template. so this way he'll know the lengths of all the wires. He printed out the pinout for the plug, for the bleck, and tomorrow we have this clever plan that will take my bleck, put it into Premec 46, which hasn't been running for 17 years, and he's been working on this project for 30 years, and we'll put the bleck in there so we can read all the outputs, right?
Exactly.
So that's the plan, my friends. It's already past 9. I'm going to train for a bit. I still have to, because tomorrow there's a competition online in the evening.
Go hard at it. The track, not just train.
So that's it. See you tomorrow. Okay, Saturday at 1, since this lazy son partied all night and didn't sleep.
There was traffic.
Alright, I drove, I fixed the fuel flex plug, the pin, most importantly the injector pin. I see that Przemek is roughly matching the cable lengths from the old harness. Przemek made a tape that will be used for the harness, and the rest of the holes will be sealed. Also seal all firewall holes to prevent the car from catching fire inside, as happened to me. Dear friends, I didn't record anything else that day. Przemek was working on the plugs from Equalizer Master, making cable lengths and grounding the sensors. So the guy worked until 11 post Meridium. Alan did some things inside, which I'll show you tomorrow. And I had to go home at 6 post Meridium because I had a competition in the Virtual Drift Masters, the 3rd round in Finland, where I managed to score 92.5 points in the qualifications, so I'm really happy about that. So what now? Let's move on to Sunday. But the sun is out, listen, it's Sunday, short sleeves, 20 degrees, it's awesome, and we're gonna see our ex-party guy, Przemek.
Soldering iron? Mine broke.
No.
Well, never mind, I have to take a private one.
Przemek, can you quickly tell me what you've done since yesterday?
The bundle has been cleaned, so the outputs are already separated, as shown here on the nervous system.
Professional socket installation.
It's done. Everything is already measured. As it is here with the spacers, I give plus or minus 50 centimeters of excess.
Are you in touch with Grzegorz Potężny Konopacki?
Yes, and I'm at the stage of adding what's missing in the flying lead harness.
Yes, because here there are only sensors and signals, but in reality, most components are controlled by both ground and power.
Yes. They still need some power supply. They need sensor grounds as well.
I'll show you what Anal Alan did. He made a ground connection to the battery here. I realize I need to unscrew everything and flip the box, since the new battery mount let us move it back. Now the bottle, nitrous, and seat will fit without issues. Maybe the passenger seat can recline more. He installed the brackets and fire extinguisher. At the end, I'll seal all the holes, but I need to be sure the ones I seal won't be needed. I can take care of this because here's this Mac which controls the vacuum, and it actually controls the boost. It's connected to 2 wastegates, and the wastegates are there to release pressure from the turbine, which gives us control over the boost. Grzechu was right. The wiring shouldn't cross the hot side here, since the wires could burn. So there are 2 options. Either we go around or directly, where I have the block roughly at this height. Here I come in with the EGTs, and here I made a nice pass-through, and I pin it all with Deutsch connectors. My friends, for the first time the cables are out of the bulkhead. It's just after 3 post Meridium, nearly 4. It doesn't look good. We have the equalizer, Mastero plugs, and all cables coming from the equalizer. Black is connected to the power management unit, and right now Przemek is starting to do that. He's connecting the harness from Black to the power management unit.
But here it's just a wasteland. But it will be a scorched field?
San Francisco. And now, that's how I ended up with a spin out with the wipers on old wires. And for the power management unit, I was grinding the connector so it would fit under the motor from the Patrol Y60. Alright, listen, I'm off to the competition. I have the first match, and after the competition I'll come back here. Przemek just finished routing the harness to the injectors here. The grommet here also worked for the nitro. Generally, there's still a ton of work to do. Przemek, do you think we'll finish by 9 o'clock post-Meridium tomorrow?
Ask when I'll be thinking. I'll be done. The car? I hope so, really. I don't want to see it Tuesday.
Yes, because Tuesday is the final day for dyno and tuning. So tomorrow is the most important day, whether it works out or not, my friends. And Alan is working now. We're doing the fans and the wipers. Here's the BMW, where we made a nice tight pass-through. And we'll run one harness with the fans and the wipers to the battery management unit, which is right in the center of the car. Alright, I'm saying goodbye to you. It's already Sunday, Monday because it's past midnight. Ouch! Oh, listen, what day is it? Monday, right?
Monday.
And welcome from Mighty Melbourne, from the biggest rally warehouse, from Interella, or actually... Hey, Victor! Listen, what do I need at Interella? A lever for the brake, mounts for various cables, pins for the post meridian because they're stronger and thicker than in the equalizer master, and I need to pin them. The connector for the throttle and the connector for the oil pressure sensor. Here's another puzzle. I was at a different store this morning. See you soon.
Przemek isn't here.
Well, it's 2 o'clock and it doesn't look too good. I don't know how this is supposed to work today. Alright, my friends, I'm going to work on Hebel's cable because this one here has a bit of a burnt casing, so I'm putting the GoPro on my head, and let's do this. Mounted, look, I'll pull, and there you go, the power will turn off. Great job, now I'm heading to the hood to replace the mounts. You can't see the difference, but these are original Rocacho ones, so the hood definitely won't open on its own, and there won't be any issues with it getting stuck. Coils are installed. What's next? You still need to ground crimp terminals and print, though the coils are already done.
Yes.
Alright friends, it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday, the last plug is in, labels on, we're hardly counting, the case and fans are nitro.
Fans and wipers.
We still have the mast, the case, the engine left. Power supply to the starter, alternator starter, main switch starter, EGTs, engine monitoring unit, and from the power management unit we need to ground to the block. And you wanted some configuration, right?
And then we still need to clean up here.
Damn, no way.
We're done here, over and out, good morning, it's 10 o'clock, I had to handle a few things and only slept 5 hours. Did you get any sleep?
Same as yesterday, the day before, a bit better than the day before that.
And how about Adam, did you get enough sleep?
A little bit.
Yes, but only a little bit.
Zbigniew Religa once had a similar photo after hours of heart surgery. The car starts but dies after 4 seconds. I'm talking to Grzechu Konopaki, but he has no idea what's wrong. We're waiting for fuel since we finished all the wiring. It's 7 post-meridian, we're still trying, but it's not working. Wednesday, I've had enough already. Listen, we managed to sort out the wiring. Przemek had 5 volts on the coils. Everything is sorted out on the injectors now. Of course, the problem is with the fuel pressure regulator because the pressure is too high.
At idle, it was 3.3 and ran very rich, so we raised the revolutions per minute to prevent fluctuations. Now we improved it by turning the adjustment all the way down and using the full regulator range. Now it actually holds at 3.0 at idle, but it gets very lean when it gets pressure.
So it needs to be tuned, right? Oh, and the best part is that I might have just gotten lucky, a new spark plug, and look how the porcelain cracked because it started to arc. Grzechi has no time for tuning, his internet is weak, so I doubt this trip will work. The guys are checking the alignment and Mikau ordered new spark plugs for me. Just replaced it. Thanks, Mikau. Honestly, I might not go. I'm so weak I can barely stand. Still, we'll check the alignment since something felt off when I drove a bit. I didn't have time or energy to record. I'm already in Starogard and it's done. By the way, I thought of swapping the regulator. Thanks to God, we're putting the car on the dyno now. If all is well, I'll go.
I don't believe it.
Listen, what even happened here? This is the regulator that was here during the fire. Now we have equal fuel pressure, so no tuning is needed. Wengers assures that nothing happened to him, and he explained to me how the construction of such a pressure regulator looks. Let us know in the comments if you would like Professor Wengors to get involved more often and maybe answer some of your questions and educate you. He might start his own channel, so tell us in the comments. What was the other problem? The pressure sensor. I actually had a 10 bar, not a 7 bar, which caused the discrepancy.
That's why we couldn't get it to work properly with that regulator.
Why can't we bring the pressure down to at least 3 bars? Unfortunately, that new regulator had fluctuations of 0.3 bar. My old one works much better, so we're keeping it. And now listen, this is a newly assembled car. If everything in the VR are fine, I can pack up and go to Keats. Now we're just waiting for the dyno. On the dyno it showed 600 horsepower, but since the end was slipping, the actual power is probably in the high 600s. We had to set up the boost from scratch after installing a new mag, making some very delicate adjustments. Because for the last hour and a half I've been packing here. For the trip, everything packed in the van, and so on. Thanks for being with me up to this point. Once again, to all my partners, thank you to FMIKQ8 Dos Calvos, Boyka Service as well. So really big thanks, guys. If it weren't for you, it wouldn't have worked out exactly 2 weeks. Literally exactly 2 weeks, and the whole car rebuilt from scratch, including painting, sanding, everything. Thanks to everyone for being here, and I hope this is finally the end of bad luck this season. The limit is used up, and now we're going full throttle.